Hello once again, it's your boy That's No Moon, back for another Gear 13, Is It Worth It? This next one is a character that I've neglected for a long time, in the form of Emperor Palpatine. Now, this character has been nerfed about 800 times because it kept beating metas. The other thing I will say for this is, this character is absolutely key if you are going for a Kylo Ren. You will need him. I think it's in the last section. You will need him at Relic level 7. Now, I won't be taking him up to Relic level 7 today, unless I'm feeling very generous, but I'm not. So I'm just thinking, at the time of recording, this is with 3 battles through the first 3v3. So I thought last chance, we've got about, an hour and a half before registration closes. I've been kind of remodding the meta, nearly pressed join. They're remodding the roster, my apologies, not the meta, because I definitely don't have any of those. And yes, I've been remodding the roster, and I came across this guy. I'll put slideshow, or I'll put a collage right at the end in terms of the stats side by side. So at the moment he's 12.3, and the first 3 parts will give him health. It'll give him tactics and resistance. So tactics comes down to damage, special damage, which is what Palpatine does, is special damage, and then not a huge amount of damage there, it's more the stun. And that one is special damage and special chance, which is always not bad actually. So at the moment he's at, in terms of survivability, 28,000 health, which is not very much at all. Protection's 46,000, and then speed I've remodded a little bit. As I said, this guy was a little bit slower, he's about 200, so I got him a little bit quicker. And also on these, by getting him to gear 3, or from 12.3 to 13, you're going to put an extra 20 speed on him. You've got 6 speed on this part, you've got 6 speed on this part, and then you've got 8 speed on this. So an extra 20 speed onto a character that generates a huge amount of speed from debuffs expiring is going to be pretty clutch, you know. Pair him up with Bastilishan Fallen and Malak, or even Thrawn in that 3rd spot. You've got a real hard team to get through. Possibly will keep him for offense. Don't know whether I'm going to go defense. I'm going to have a think about it when I see the next opponent. This first piece, the Armortech data pad, is, I'll have a look at potency as well, just in case that does go up. So it's 92% at the moment. Tenacity not particularly good. I've built him for potency. And then his damage is 5744, which is, and crit chance is 25%. Now in terms of this, 57 is pretty good, you know. Let's say, for example, Jedi, and we go to Grandmaster Yoda. So his offense is 5,000 physical and then 8,400. So 5,000, that's special damage, special, and special. So again, this one is 8,300. So that gives you like a rough idea. Now he isn't essentially a huge damage dealer, but what he is he's an absolute engine for the team, and maybe another attacker on that team as well. I'll also have a look by the end of this video as to whether I want to do this Zeta or not. I think I do. Palpatine has plus 50% max protection, and when he inflicts shocks, he gains 5% max protection until the end of the encounter. That will come from the basic. So in terms of that, running his potency high is also going to help with his survivability. Don't have the perfect potency mods. Obviously, I've just got a health one there, and I've got a defense, but that's more for speed and just getting him a little bit quicker. And there's a couple of secondary protections on there as well. So, but mods at the end of the video. Right, let's apply this then. So it's going to be 3,000 health. Brilliant. Tactics is damage again. 6 speed, resistance penetration, and special crit chance. Perfect. That's the 3 that I want. Shares gear here with Asajj, which was a little bit of a toss-up. Talia, no way. And then Moff Tarkin, not bothered about that. So let's craft one of those. Let's now, what do I need here now? 10 of these. All right, okay. You got me hook, line and sinker. Let's use some of those, and we should have enough. Yeah, because here's what you want to see, me farming for gear and not preparing properly. So next piece then, health, agility, speed, And armor, resistance is always good. Now agility is the one that covers the physical crit rating and armor. So physical crit, we're not going to be doing any physical crit, but we are going to be more interested in armor. Is mastery itself, is accuracy, crit avoidance, and damage. So they're all three things that are going to be pretty useful as well. Let's craft that one up. And in terms of gear, what he shares with, this is the better one to use. I don't like the other one. If this was a case of was the shock prods, probably wouldn't be using this. There's not a huge amount of like really nice characters there that I kind of want to use it on. L3 maybe, I'm not too bothered about Nihilus. Ray, eventually I'm going to have to get round to it. Sith Marauder is not a bad one. Dooku and Shakti and Canderous are also candidates. Last bit there then, yeah, another one of those. These I've got plenty of, so I'm not too worried about them. Mark 5 droid callers, got to be a little bit careful with them because they soon go. So this is going to be a huge amount of tactics. Another 8 speed, 500 special damage is going to be pretty nice. So I'm going to look forward to seeing what the difference in damage is. We've got 80 resistance penetration and then 200 special crit chance as well. We've also got a health steal. Now this guy can heal himself, which is pretty good. So all other units lose 5% health, but then he recovers health to 150% of the total amount lost. So pretty good. We usually get him up to full anyway. And we've also got health steal up for 1 turn as well. Let's go ahead, let's commit, let's equip, and let's upgrade. Okay, so we've got his Michael Caine there. So having a look at the relic levels now, what do we get? We get obviously accuracy, crit avoidance, and damage. Crit avoidance is going to be nice on this guy. Again, a little bit frail, but that's what you'd expect. Up top, strength growth, health, armor. Agility growth is armor, physical crit chance. Tactics is resistance, special damage, and physical damage. So let's go on. I think I've got about 3 levels worth of relics for this guy. No ships as well, so I don't feel too guilty about it. Let me just get some of these. Awesome gameplay. Converting those. Yes. Right, there we go. Thank you for bearing with me. All about building the tension though. Okay, let's go for 2. And then let's go for 3. Yep, thought as much. And that should bring us maybe to around sort of 5.5 million. Yeah, it does. Okay, so what are we looking at here now? A little bit of extra health, armor plus 3%, that's going to be pretty useful, but we also get it on the agility growth. Physical crit chance, that's going to be quite a big difference. Damage is going to be nice as well. So let's go and check out these stats then. I'm not going to put any 6E mods on. And okay, so it's looking a little bit better now. Health and protection is looking okay. Not as good as I thought it would be. But then the speed is looking nice. Potency hasn't increased, I don't think. Tenacity hasn't either. Physical offense, we're not really too bothered about that. Armor is 38.8. I can't remember what it was before. Now the special offense, damage 8129. And depending on whether you want to run a crit set or protection, the reason I run protection on there is for survivability, especially between 3v3. That's huge. And crit chance improved, I think, around about 10%, and also resistance penetration. So is going to ignore an equal amount of the opponent's resistance. So let's say, for example, we're taking on bounty hunters. We're going to be resisting some of that. I don't know how it would work out. Yeah, because it's not a percentage, that's a problem. So he's going to reduce 43.8% of damage used from special abilities. A little bit of crit avoidance there, 4.5 and 4.5, so not a huge amount of crit avoidance. I don't really want to run a triangle on him there. So yeah, but I do actually want to put this Zeta on. He's going to get an extra 5% for each time he inflicts shock. He's been going to go super duper quick in 3v3. So each and every time he's going to put on about 2.5 or 2,800 protection. It's soon going to add up. So yeah, I think it's a worthwhile Zeta. I'll soon find out. It's one that I've kind of wanted to do for quite a while. Oh, what was I saying? He doesn't have a ship. Of course he does. Of course he does. And there's a huge amount there that I want to go 60 yet, because again, this is just sort of slightly on a whim, but I have wanted that Zeta for a while. But yeah, should this be one of your first Gear 13s? Definitely not. This is more a luxury Gear 13, and it's more to do with a little bit of testing. But as I said, now this damage is looking pretty good. Obviously, it won't be hitting as hard because I don't have a crit damage on there. But let's say, for example, let's go back over to Grandmaster Yoda. Have a look at his, again, he's got an offense set on that as well. 8-4. So I'll be interested to see now on Emperor Palpatine. As I said, this really should not be a one of the first 10 Gear 13s that you do, because there are many other characters out there, but this is more so this is more so like a you know, a nice tidying up of the roster. It's also a requirement for Galactic Legends, or Kylo Ren if you're interested in him. But yeah, as I said, it should not be one of your first 10 Gear 13s. This is a little bit more of a luxury. But as I said, it's going to be a little bit of an experiment here. I do think in 3v3 it works the absolute best. I think it works well against First Order, Bounty Hunters. So yeah, I think there are a lot of still teams that are viable. And also, I've got a funny little feeling. When I have a look at Sith, when I try and think where's the next Galactic Legend gonna land, when you have a look at Resistance, it's exactly the same size faction really, probably one less or two less. When I have a look at First Order, it's a little bit of a smaller faction, but when I go over to Empire, I've got a funny idea that either I don't think it'll be Sith, because when you think about the Sith, most people have got Darth Revan, Malak, Basham Fallen, Sith Marauder, people like that. Most of them have got about half of these at Gear 13 anyway. So I've got a sneaking suspicion that it might come under Empire, you know? And we might have the next Galactic Legend that comes under is Empire. And when there's one, there's always another one. So my genuine feeling is that it probably comes under as Rebel. Again, this is a huge faction. You could have plenty there, and unfortunately, I think Jedi Luke will probably break the game completely. So you probably have to have all of these characters up to Relic level 7. But as I said, my sneaking suspicion is, don't take my word for it, but this is where I'm thinking. I think Empire may well have a Galactic Legend landing in them in the not too distant future. But I'm certainly not going to commit to anything until I see. So, as I said, Palpatine, I'll run the stats side by side. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this guy's worth it at Gear 13 as well? Always interesting to hear feedback. And I will certainly try and do some testing for you as well over the next coming weeks. Yeah, literally the only place to do it is R2's event, Daring Droid. So it's always going to be a tough one, just because we don't have a sandbox mode. But I kind of want to see where he fits in with the damage with everyone else, and make your own comparisons, I guess. Let's throw this over here. He's got a little bit extra potency on him now, so decent amount of potency. Gotta get rid of him. Right, R2, let's slow it down. Let's see if we can get a crit. 27,000 isn't bad, you know. I mean, that's a gear, what's that, a gear? Gear 11. R2. And yeah, 26,000. It's not too bad. Obviously, the armor won't be anywhere near what we're actually used to fighting. But I think this certainly has its place. The lead is, again, very viable. Let's try it against Chewbacca. So a little bit better defense there. So, I mean, it's not too bad damage. He's not going to be your main damage dealer, though. He's going to be the leader, and again, I don't really have somewhere to show Basilishan in there as well, and how well that works. So, but as I said, I'll hop to the side-by-side stats, and hopefully you can make up your own mind about it. So I'll leave the stats up here if you do want to pause, and you can do all the mods that I've ended up using. It's not a perfect mod set by any means, or any imagination. Again, you can go crit damage, I guess, if you want to amplify that damage that he's doing. But unfortunately, I don't really have anywhere to test it out elsewhere. So I think it's a decent amount of damage, and as the Relic levels go up, that's going to go up as well. Not as huge a protection and health boost as I thought. But again, I'll have a little bit more look into that. I guess the speed is the big part of it as well, and his survivability. So yeah, do I think it's worth it? As I said before, I think it's worth it as tying something up, as opposed to going out there and thinking it's going to make a huge amount of difference to your roster. This is a little tweak for very specific places. For me, I think it's worth it because I'm at the place now where I can start having a look at slightly left field characters, and it won't make a huge difference to the GP. But as I said, I actually quite like Emperor Palpatine, and I'm going to enjoy sort of having a few, whether it's defense, whether it's offense as well, having a go with this guy and come out. So this will be a little bit of work in progress as well. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please feel free to leave a like, a comment and subscribe. If not, that's no problem. On with the next suggested video. I'll see you all next time, and I've been That Snow Moon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the holotables. Cheers, guys.